Hi, I'm Ron Perrin, President of Ron Perrin Water Technologies. Our primary job is cleaning tanks like the tower we're cleaning here. Robert Perrin is our safety manager and I'm the owner. Here you see me with Ginger Allen of the I-11 news team. She was out watching us clean this 750,000 gallon elevated in Everman, Texas. We also went back and removed some graffiti for them. That's not one of our normal jobs, but we can help you out in many different ways. Not too long after that, we went back and changed out a hatch. They had a hatch cover blow off in a storm, and Robert and I went out there and installed a custom hatch for them. And now we're going to go from Robert putting a hatch on in Everman to his older brother Bradley helping me with an ROV inspection in Colorado. Bradley helps us out from time to time. And here we are doing one of our more normal jobs, cleaning this big tank. In 2017, I was part of Emerging Leaders, executive training put on by the SBA. I was proud to get that done. Standpipes are some of the most challenging structures to clean. We were requiring people to take these out of service, and then we would get in and clean the tank with just a few feet of water in it. And we can still do that, but if you can't take it out of service, we now have WALLIE. WALLIE is our robot cleaner, and here he is when we had just received him. Standpipes can be up to 160 foot tall, and WALLIE can work at 165 feet of water. Here's Robert running him in a standpipe we recently did in Oklahoma. Since 1997, Ron Perrin Water Technologies has been a leader in inspecting and cleaning water storage tanks. This is the way we normally clean water tanks with a diver. The diver's dressed in a dry suit where you can get in the tank and safely remove all loose sediment. We do this using a 3-inch pump. Everything that goes inside the tank is purchased for and only used in potable water. Here we are removing some sediment. You can see it's almost always a different color, usually reflecting what is around the tank. The diver is dressed in a dry suit and washed down with a chlorine solution. He dives on line air, but he also has that tank on his back for emergency air if he needs it. Everything is about diver safety. This is Ron Perrin. We're here in the valley at Elsa, Texas, and this is Public Works Director of Elsa, Pete Rivera.
Yes,
what do you think about our service, sir?
Very good service. Very impressed and very satisfied, man. Good people with Mr. Ron here. He'll get the job done anytime and fast.
Thanks. And we got some sediment still coming out of their water tower. We had about 3 inches of buildup in this tower, and I think we're going to start cleaning it every year. So every once in a while you just have to empty all the photographs out of your phone. And here's a few of them that were in mine. And here we have a shot from a few years ago. I like these photos. You'll notice that the tender and dive supervisor who are dressing out the diver don't have a climbing harness, and that's because they have a safety rail there where they need to work close to the edge, and they had a cage to climb up, so the climbing harnesses were not required in this particular tank. This is a 200,000 gallon tank. It had only been there a couple of years, but man, it was dirty. When you put new lines to a water tank, they usually get dirt in them as they're being installed, and that dirt goes somewhere when you push water through it. Sediment always builds up over time, a little particle here, a little particle there, but this tank got really dirty really fast. But we were able to go in with the diver and completely remove all the sediment. There's Robert, helped me out on an inspection down South Texas. And now let me introduce you to Lynn Pardee. Lynn is our compliance officer and tank inspector. He's also formerly with the EPA from 1979 to 2008. Lynn actually wrote drinking water regulations.
My background is engineering. I was an engineer with the Environmental Protection Agency for 34 years. The first 16 of it in drinking water. Really enjoyed my time in drinking water at EPA. There we thought we were doing something about water quality. We'd pass a regulation and 10 years later it would get implemented, and it seemed like we were doing something about water quality. With Ron Perrin, we really know we're doing something about water quality. We show up at a tank and it's got inches or feet of sediment on the bottom of it, and then when we leave it's spanking clean, and I think we can be really proud of what we do. I really appreciated how much the guys here welcomed me into the group and how good a job they've done at training me. It's really an inherently dangerous job, and our challenge is to take all that danger out by using the right safety equipment and the right techniques and the right training, and using our heads and keeping it as safe as possible. I think I'll be doing a whole lot of different things to help the company, and enjoying it very much, and appreciate being here. Thank you.
Thanks, Lynn. A lot of these photos are 2 and 3 years old, but this one is from April. We never stopped working in 2020. We were out there every day trying to clean tanks like this one. After this sediment we had time to settle, you can see there's a lot of corrosion in the bottom of it. We find that in a lot of tanks. We require all of our divers to complete a confined space safety course and a fall protection course before they work their first day with our company. In addition to that, we do tripod training annually or every time we get a new employee, and that's the case here. That was done this year. Today we're in Houston at Ocean Corporation to recruit new divers. We use commercially certified divers to clean water storage tanks and towers. This is important because water storage tanks and towers pick up sediment over time, and this sediment can harbor bacteria, protozoa, and viruses. The best way to keep that stuff out of there and to keep it from getting a foothold in your water system is to keep your tank clean. And that's what we're doing. We're recruiting divers that will clean tanks without draining them.
Hi Ron, we're here at the Ocean Corporation, a commercial dive school in Houston, Texas, where we've been located for over 50 years to talk a little bit about the commercial diving industry and our partnership with Ron Perrin Water Technology, which is one of our inland partners. There's two parts to the industry, an offshore industry and an inland industry, and we've been using some of your videos to help our students understand what it is to work in the potable water industry. And remember, a commercial diver is basically an underwater construction person. So anything that a construction person would do on land potentially has to be done underwater. And we appreciate the association, the partnership that we have with you, Ron. because we're able to send students to work for you, and we know that that you'll take care of them. They'll learn things with your company, and a good example of that is Edwin, who graduated almost 2 years ago, who tried the offshore industry and didn't find that to be his liking exactly, and is much happier working for an inland company and learning from you.
Edwin was recently promoted from lead diver to crew chief. He runs the crew. And here is Joshua. He's been with us about a year now, and he's our lead diver. We're going to watch him get dressed out.
You got your chin strap?
Not yet.
The divers are able to remove everything that's loose from the floor of the tank. This was in the elevated you saw in the background. It's a 1/4 to 1/2 inch of sediment. The ground tanks were much dirtier. They had up to a foot of sediment. You can see this is a very time-consuming process. We have a long-term contract with the Big Bend National Park. We were able to go out there again this year. This time the tanks were small and the jobs went really well. So I was able to take some dirt bikes out to the crew, and we spent 2 days riding the park after our work was done. That was really a blast. We came back with a lot of great memories and a few photographs. So we really try to take advantage of the areas we're working in, and it's seldom quite this much fun. There is a lot of territory to explore out there. Thanks for taking time to watch our video. Check out our new video series, Tap Talk. You can see it at tankdiver.us or on my YouTube channel. Just search for Ron Perrin. Thanks again. Have a safe day.